Hello, I'm Marcus Boston. Quick educational video, and today we are going to talk about what can you expect during a free birth injury consultation. Now, I'm taking the time to talk about this because I have individuals who will, they'll contact us, especially through DM on social media, and I can tell that there is some hesitation to some extent because a lot of times individuals do not know what to expect if they reach out and they want to talk to a birth injury attorney regarding an investigation into their child's injury at birth. And so I want to make sure that you understand before I get a little bit deep into this that what I'm going to talk about today is general information in nature. It's going to be general, and that I'm going to talk about how I do things. Other attorneys, they may do things a little bit different, but I just want to make sure that you understand that I'm talking to you about this from my perspective of things. All right, so with all that out of the way, let me first talk with you about how we prove these cases, because I think that if you understand that, it'll make sense as to some of the questions and why a birth injury attorney may be asking you certain things. So to be successful with these types of cases, what we have to show is that the treating doctor fell below the standard of care that was owed to your baby, and by falling below that standard of care, this is what caused the injury. This is what caused the damage or the harm. That's what we have to prove. And to be able to do that, we use what we call medical experts. The law requires that we use medical experts because those medical experts will explain to you what the standard of care is and how that deviation from the standard of care is what caused the injury or the harm. So we've got to have that in place. If we cannot prove that, or if we don't have that, then the cases will not be successful. All right, with all that out of the way, I'm going to talk with you now about some of the things that you want to think about when we are talking about a free consultation, or when you are looking to speak with an attorney initially about these types of issues. First of all, we want to take the time to figure out, is this your first child? Was this your first baby? We want to know that. That is important. We want to know about the pregnancy. We want to talk to you about how was your pregnancy? Was it uneventful? Did you have an opportunity to make it to all of your prenatal appointments? Were there any issues during your pregnancy? For example, gestational diabetes. Did you have any issues with that? Or preeclampsia and things of that nature. We want to get a good picture as to the pregnancy and what led up to things, all right? And so once we get that out of the way, then we will move on to the actual day of delivery. We want to talk with you about that. So for example, it would be important to know, where did your water break? Did your water break at home? Or did your water break when you were at the hospital? Did the doctors plan on breaking your water? And when your water broke, was there any substance in the water? Was there meconium present? All right, I've done videos on meconium, so you can look at those videos if you have more questions about meconium. But suffice it to say for today, was meconium present in the water? When you got to the hospital, did they do a sonogram? We want to know that. Did they do a sonogram? How were things when you got to the hospital? Did the doctors and the nurses, did they have any concerns about everything? Or did they just say, well, look like everything is going pretty smooth? We move then from initially getting to the hospital. Now we want to know about your actual labor and delivery. Were you in the labor and delivery room by yourself? Was family present? Did the nurses seem to be paying close attention to you? Were the doctors in and out? Did it seem like that everybody was answering your questions? During labor and delivery, what did you notice? Did the doctors have to move you around? Did they have to give you a bolus? Was oxygen needed? Did anybody mention anything about concerns about oxygen levels for the baby or your baby's fetal heart rate? Were any of these things, were they talked about? These are really important facts that a birth injury attorney is going to want to know. We move now from labor and delivery. We will now move on to the actual delivery of your baby. What did you notice, if anything? Was your baby blue in color? Were there problems during that process? Did the baby have to be resuscitated? Was there oxygen issues? Did the NICU, was the NICU team present? Did they have to come in and take charge of things? Was there meconium present in your baby's lungs? Did they get past the cord? Were these things present? These are important questions, and these are important issues that a birth trauma attorney like myself, we are going to want to know the answers to these types of questions. Following delivery and everything like that, was the baby taken to the NICU? And if the baby was taken to the NICU, were seizures present? Was hypothermia cooling needed? All of these types of things are also important. Is the baby on medications right now? There seizure medications or other types of medication? What types of therapies or treatments, if any, is your baby getting right now? I hope you understand that there's a lot that goes on in this process, and these are just some of the questions that a birth trauma attorney is going to want to know the answers to. And so the purpose of today's quick educational video is to help you understand these issues, to help you understand what are some of the areas of concern for a birth trauma attorney if you're looking to have an investigation done into your child's injury at birth. Now remember, those are not all of the questions. It's not an exhaustive list. It's just to help you understand or to get your mind thinking about some of these issues if you're looking to contact a birth trauma attorney. If you have more questions, if you would like to speak with me further, this is what I invite you to do. There is a telephone number down below. Go ahead and pick up the phone and call me. I speak with families all the time about these issues. Birth trauma, HIE, hypoxic ischemic encephalopathy. Maybe you're here because you're dealing with that. I talk with families about that. Cerebral palsy, I speak with families about that too. MAS, meconium aspiration syndrome, a whole host of issues. This is what we do. And I would invite you to just go ahead and pick up the phone and give me a call. One more thing before I leave today with you. I practice law here in the state of Maryland, and I want to make sure that you understand that if you contact me and you are not in Maryland, that if this is something that we think we can assist you with, we have to use what we call co-counsel or local counsel, which is in other words, an attorney in your state to help us with everything. That's going to be it for today's quick educational video. Again, I'm Marcus Boston, and I'm one of the childbirth injury and medical malpractice attorneys practicing law here in the state of Maryland at Boston Law Group, LLC. And we will see you next time. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day.